already analyzed this.
Yes.
Like we done already figured it out.
Buy just, for the sake of we need jobs. We tell you to buy because that's what it is. And here's something else. This is gonna make them go crazy, Tim. Correct me if I'm wrong. 90% of the people that you ask this question to that says you should probably rent already own houses. I noticed that the people that are like, yo, don't buy right now. Don't buy right now. The interest rates are too high. A lot of these people already own houses.
Right. And it's funny you say that because most people.
I lost you. I lost him.
They be like, when I tell them I'm a mortgage broker, they go, I don't know what happened to my video. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You good?
Okay. Most people that do purchase or already own a house, they're like, already got a house. So they already stressed. And so I'm like, well, why do you feel that way?
Right.
You know what I mean? They kind of discourage a lot of people, or especially first-time home buyers, into buying. And the reason why is because most first-time home buyers, when they buy their first house, they still have a renter's mindset. So they stop educating themselves on everything. Like I had a client who contacted me the other day, and they go, well, what is this HELOC thing? You know, they sitting on over $250,000 of equity in their house, been paying on years. I said, well, HELOC is a home equity line of credit. It's like attaching a credit card to your house. So if you and repairs, you done used up a lot of debt, you want to send kids to college, that's what you want to use it for. You can use it to do those things. But that's just telling me that once they got into the house, they stopped really educating themselves more about the power of owning a house. Because when you know the true benefits, again, of owning a house, people are glad. Your kids go to good schools, you pay taxes. Again, you can forecast your budget for the rest of your life for the next 30 years. It comes with so many perks.
Sorry. Yes. So, right. So that's where I was going with that is, a lot of people like to put their experiences, pass their experiences down to the next person. Don't be a homeowner. I had to fix my toilet. Like, don't be a homeowner. I got to change my water heater. I got to put a roof on this thing. Right. But then when it comes time to sell, and we can't, like you expecting that return, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't complain about one. You can't, you get what I'm saying? Like you can't complain about one thing and then reap the benefits of it. You know what I mean? Like basically what I'm saying is you got to count your blessings. You got to understand that you got in a situation, and yes, nothing that is ever worth it is easy, right? There's gonna be some things that you have to go through, that you're gonna have to make repairs. You're gonna have to pay your taxes. Like why do we look at all of these things as negative things when the ultimate goal was to be able to have your own space, be able to have the backyard, to have the barbecues, to raise the family, to all of that, all of these things, all these positive things that's going on around you, and you're gonna find something negative and then tell somebody else not to do it.
Right.
But when you sell, you make $250,000.
Right. And most people, what I was talking to a client, a potential client, good job, been renting all their life. And I go, why wouldn't you buy a house? I seen my cousin buy a house, and she had to sign 100 pieces of paper. I go, so you prefer to rent because you only signed 2 pieces of paper? So I'm like, no. She go, no. I see my other cousin buy a house and things needed to be fixed. I just prefer to call somebody and have them fix it and all of this and all of that. I don't want to deal with that. I said, well, what you do is buy that's move-in ready. I said, like an apartment, a house, once life is inside of the house, you get wear and tear. And you start, when you got 3 people in the house turning on the hot water off, that's wear and tear. Those are things. I said, but again, you have to understand, especially she was a single female. I said, warranties, there's Home Depot, there's things you can do to really protect yourself so you ain't being scammed and robbed and be fearful. So, but they based their experience on, and I kept saying, so your cousin experience is your experience, or your other cousin experience is your experience. What people have to understand is every process, and I'm sure every one of the agents on this line will agree with me. Every transaction is different, cookie cutter pattern to the process of home ownership. So
I've said this before too, and all of the properties I've sold, all of the transaction I've been a part of, I have never had a home inspection where nothing is on that list. I don't care if it's new construction. I don't care if it's a flip. I don't care if the house is 100 years old, right? There's always going to be something that you have to maintain.
Salute, folks. This is
house.
live. My
something
boy from
Connecticut
realtor here.
It comes with it.
Is,
if I sat here and told you that even buying a turnkey
Facebook,
property,
so
you wasn't
I'm with
gonna
y'all
have to do
right
nothing,
now,
I'd
just
be lying to you. All right,
kind of watching him.
But the fact that
make sure
you have to make a repair,
and I'll shoot the questions on
going to
Facebook,
help you in the long run. Like,
and eventually
stop
he'll get around to
focusing
him.
on the repair. Listen, contractors are tough too. I ain't gonna lie. When if you don't know any contractors and you have to go out and shop for contractors, contractors are tough to deal with because, like, contractors don't have a price list. Like, there's nothing, like, there's nowhere you can kind of look and say, okay, change a toilet, it costs this much, or to put on a new door, it costs this much. Every contractor going to give you different numbers, a different number for the same thing, right? So it gets tricky. I'm not trying to be negative about it, but I'm just saying that fear of, okay, now that I own this house and I got to maintain it, right? I'd rather just call somebody to come, right? So you have to, basically what I'm saying is you have to find that person. If that's what you want, find that person that's going to call when you need them to come. Make sure that their prices are where you need them, where you need them to be, with your comfort level. Interview multiple contractors, right?
Yep.
So, you could compare the pricing. That's how you figure out what the price list is. You got to ask about 5 of them the cost on the same thing to kind of narrow it down. Find somebody that you could trust, find somebody that's reputable. Now you got your property management team in place, right? Now, granted, in your mind, you're like, oh, I didn't have to pay for this when I was renting. The landlord paid for it. Nah, you paid for it. You just didn't know you was paying for it.
Right.
The landlord already had that factored into the budget. The landlord already subtracting from your security deposit. You understand? So you're gonna pay for it either way. But if you basically what I'm saying is if you plan for it, if you set up a team, it could provide the same effect, right? Put a couple.
I feel like going to this funeral.
Here's another one, Tim.
Tree salute.
When you close on a house,
I'm watching my boy.
Your first payment is usually like 30 to 60 days away, somewhere in between.
I'm restreaming it to my YouTube.
Right? On your first payment.
Yeah.
All right. So what if you took those 2 months of payments and just put it to the side? That's 2 months that you don't really have to pay anything on your mortgage. Take those 2 mortgage payments, put them aside. Yeah. Now you got your buffer on, for your repairs.
Do you want to go to the service or the viewing?
Yeah. So you can set all everything that you are afraid of on buying a house, we can get worked out.
Don't want to go to the service.
If you plan.
I don't know.
And on our seminars, we have a
I think the
contract on
viewing
our
is from like
seminars
3 to 5,
because
something like that.
this contractor teaches the home buyer how to
And
protect
then the
themselves
service is
against
from like
contracts.
6 till
It's a
7.
program is serious. The way he talks about it and breaks it down. He has the client. He teaches the client to go look up the name of the company. He teaches the client to show me your insurance, and not only show me your insurance, but have your insurance company send me your insurance, and also have the client put their name on the insurance as a claim.
Right.
So he teaches them a number of ways to protect themselves against contractors. He teaches them how to look up the contractor and make sure they're official. So they're not just coming here as a fly by night
My
or
cat
Joe
is attacking me,
Tool Man
y'all.
or Craig the repair guy. You have to take extra steps, because in these houses, every time you make a repair on the house, if it requires a permit, you should always get a permit, because this is recorded. This is what's the value of the property when they go in and they see all of this stuff. Okay, this person took good care of this house. This is why these hold their value. You get a lot of people will rehab an entire property, don't pull no permits, will knock down the wall and won't pull not one permit, and then their house to be worth double what they paid for it. And a lot of times they get disappointed.
Right.
So people and all of that. So you want to take the necessary steps to protect yourself against any contract.
I don't know why this kicked me
About
off,
20 grand
but
in like the past 7
and
years,
then it
right?
just
And
decided
I'm
to
not
kick me off my
including
own
repairs or anything
stream.
like that. But the cost of the house, the cost of living
My fault, y'all.
on
Yeah,
that
one of the cat.
investment,
He's
they put in about 20 grand.
he's
And
2
now they
years
got
old now, so well, not
$130,000
even
in
2
equity
years
right now,
old. So
right?
and it's a
So
male.
equity
So
is the reason why I said that.
he gets very aggressive.
And that's what Tim
with
was saying earlier
his
when he's
cat
like,
daddy.
you can either
Tries to usurp my authority.
what did you say? That first statement you made about either invest the money or spend the money, right? So when you're renting, you're spending it, meaning you're not getting anything back. So when you pay your mortgage, you put in what he said. Tim said, I know all your one-liners, taking money out of one pocket, putting it in the other. so you're investing on the mortgage, right? That's how you get the money back. That's where the investment comes in, is you're actually building equity. And I think that's what this is all about. I think that kind of in itself.
So he's also live on Facebook, y'all.
Should
So
be
I can
number
shoot
one
him
on
questions if
your
y'all have
why
questions.
to buy list.
Also,
Like on your reason to buy list.
also to own a home, it just increases quality of life. You know what I'm saying? It just your kids go to stable, your kids are stable, they grow up stable. Study shows if your kids grow up stable, they tend to
cat
go
daddy.
further in life very
I
well.
used to say
Like
cat
there's
daddy
so
back in the day before I was a cat daddy.
They grow up with good friends in the community, childhood friends. You see what I'm saying? Good neighbors. It's all quality of life. The benefit along with the community. Like let's say use an example like Hamden, the town of Hamden or city of Hamden, Connecticut. They taxes are high, but there's so many programs and so many other things there that benefits the child's quality of life that you don't find in other places. So you're gonna pay for that. That's the benefit of home ownership. Not only that, but you're a taxpaying citizen. When you pay
Prince Pierre
taxes in
was
your
good.
community,
Yeah, these are my
you have
guys
a
on
voice.
Facebook. They're talking about
There's
home
things that
ownership.
happen in your community
Actually,
that
one
you
is a
don't like and
mortgage
you
loan
disagree with.
originator,
You
so
can
you
knock
know
on
I'm
the
gonna
neighbor's
storm
door and say,
down
"Hey, are you experiencing
and
this?
show them
Let's
how to
go to
really
town
close
hall
on
and
these
address our
houses.
opinion,
See, they don't know the
express our
game
opinion
yet
about how
because
we
most
feel
of the
about what's
insurance
going
agents
on in
they
this
spoke
community."
to ain't like you and I,
You're
Pimp.
heard. When you're a taxpaying citizen, your voice is
Two
heard in the
Trev, what's going
community.
on, bro?
Your voice is heard in the municipalities that's in your town.
Business
There's
connections, what's
so
up,
many
bro?
layers to home ownership.
This is my guy Gerard Gibson and his man Tim Lyles. It's a real estate agent and a mortgage loan originator in the state of Connecticut. They're talking about renting versus buying. They say you should buy.
right.
I personally think you should probably buy, but you definitely
we
want to
got equity,
understand.
we got
Someone
quality
like
of life.
Savings Minus Debt
What else
would definitely get at them with
put
one of
in
the
chat,
statements he said.
what are some
is
benefits
that when you're renting, you're just spending
what are
money
some benefits
versus
of
buying,
home
you're
ownership?
investing.
Tracy Day
And we
says
know
you can have
Savings
pets.
Minus Debt would definitely speak
That
against
is a benefit. That are considered people.
You can definitely have pets.
Oh, they just froze. Hold on. What happened here?
If you bury your pet in the backyard, that's considered a cemetery because it's part of a family, and now you pay no taxes.
Mr.
That's
Borak,
a real
what up?
benefit
Mr.
to home
Borak
ownership.
on Facebook.
Wait. Say that again.
Oh, you dog. If you
Oh yeah, Cat Daddy definitely meant
yard,
something different back in the day, Wanda.
they
That's what I'm
consider it a
saying. When
cemetery.
it's a term I used to use to a bunch of
when
brothers.
they do that, you
hey,
no
Cat
longer
Daddy.
pay taxes on that property.
Wow. Yeah, all right. That's still good information, bro. But I'm not burying nobody in my backyard right now. I'm just putting that
No
up.
way.
Bourbon homesteaders buy and buy with a purpose.
Tell you this, down south, back in the days, that was common.
That's what. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I feel you.
You gotta understand.
I'm
down
an old
south,
soul, Wanda. I trust me. I already know.
The quality of life. These people just put boxes on their house. They living better than everybody up here. It's the quality of life.
Tracy said, "I need proof."
Yeah.
Hey,
just do the. That's all.
Lonzo asks, "What is the difference between a HELOC and a cash out refi?"
Again, a HELOC is it's just a line of credit. It's called a home equity line of credit. That's exactly what it is. Cash out refi, you're taking the money out of the property, but you're still paying one mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So you're rolling the money that you borrowed, that you pulled out, you're rolling it into the mortgage, where the HELOC is separated because it's a line of credit.
Right.
Now, you can use the HELOC to pay off your mortgage depending on how much equity you have.
Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, y'all shoot the questions. I'm gonna shoot them on my Facebook.
And we'll talk about this, within reason, right? Because I know this conversation could get crazy. But there was a post by what's the YouTuber's name? Myron somebody. Anyways, he made a post that went viral, basically explaining that you can get a HELOC, pay off your home faster than you would in 30 years. You understand? You know what I'm asking?
Yes, I seen that. The guy saying he could pay your mortgage off in 7 years or something like that.
Right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my opinion. I just disagree with that.
Okay.
Reason why I disagree with that because In order for you to do that, you would have to drop big chunks on the HELOC.
Right. Because the
And
HELOC is interest only payment.
not only that, but there's a reason you have the mortgage, because the mortgage payment is set around your financial income and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put the whole mortgage on the HELOC, you're still paying the HELOC.
Right.
So the only thing that's not included when you're paying the HELOC is your taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and maybe even the PMI,
What's
depending on
by
how much
ones
you
we
have
get
left.
what?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part,
Where
I don't know. I still waiting for somebody to break it down to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, for me, that's like
the
an urban
Suburban, you
legend.
don't think
That's
a
just my
HELOC is a good
opinion.
idea?
Just like you
You
can
must
buy a
watch
house
Savings
if you
Mine
have
is Debt.
disputes on your credit, or
Savings
if you
Mine
went
is
through
Debt would
somebody
be
who,
destroying, would
there's
be
a lot
going
of
hard
things that
against
I
these
don't agree
guys,
with,
talking
but a lot
about
of times I
he
don't
say
speak on them. I
financing,
let
not
people do what
buying
they
a home.
do because
And
I'm
we all,
spreading
what
the
we don't
truth.
know, but
That's
when
just
you
me.
finance a home, if you borrow a quarter mil, you end up paying
Because
back
numbers don't lie.
600,000.
Right.
So if you got a $200,000 mortgage, I'm gonna break down like this. You got a $200,000 mortgage, right? Let's say your house is worth $450,000, but you only owe $200,000 left on your mortgage, but you're paying $2,800 a month, right? $400,000 house, whatever. Just throwing numbers out there. I get a HELOC for $200,000. First and foremost, I'm not even going to be able to get a HELOC for $200,000 because they never let you get 100% of your equity.
Right.
So let's say you take the HELOC, you get 100 and something thousand. You put that 100 and something thousand on, you pay the mortgage and you use it to pay off the HELOC.
Mm-hmm.
Now you paying the HELOC at 100 and something thousand. The payment on 100 and something $1,000 HELOC is around $1,100-$1,200. People don't know that either.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got a $2,600 mortgage, plus now you got $1,200, but you still have a small mortgage balance. What do? You know what I'm saying?
You gonna need some more money.
Waiting to understand what he's saying when I hear him saying that. No disrespect to Myron or anything, but I just need clarity on your statement of paying off a mortgage in 7 years. You know, what is the balance that we're talking about? There's so many variables that go into a statement like that, because I want
I
to
don't
know,
risk my
because
house like that. I own
I'm
a
a
business and the
federally
HELOC is
licensed
went through, and
mortgage
I need
loan
large
officer.
cash payments. See,
And
Suburban, I
you
would tell
know,
you to use your
formula.
life insurance. Have you ever heard of the buy, borrow, die strategy? What if I could show you a way to access a loan that you never have to pay back?
That's right, because you must be talking about a small amount. You know what I'm saying? He got to be. That's the thing I'm saying. And it's funny because I was watching this video one time and I sent a little message or whatever saying, well, what dollar amount are we talking about here? You know, what size house? What's the value? You know, like there's so many variables that go into a statement like that we need to know. And who are you talking to when you make this statement? Because you ain't talking to a first-time home buyer.
Lonzo had a question. Does he show us amortization with the program? Yeah, but I mean, I guess they're talking about the HELOC. I don't. They got to be more specific on that question.
He's asking if the amortization, because amortization comes with all of the loans when the people in the documents. When they're at closing, they see their amortized schedule.
Right.
It's all related on them, and that's what he's asking. So I don't know. I haven't seen one yet. So
wait for a HELOC?
For anything. Like when anything you sign off, you get an amortized schedule. Obama put that in place.
Right. But so I need to know if they're talking about a regular mortgage or if they're talking about a HELOC. A HELOC, I don't think, is amortized because it's interest only.
Right. What you use that you get charged on.
Right.
But you can amortize the dollar amount as long as you have the interest itself. You can still, because remember, it's recorded as a 30-year mortgage.
A HELOC?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has the subprime loaning stopped?
No, FHA is the #1 subprime lender in the country.
See, listen, and that's another thing that's striking fear. You know, everybody is caught up on this, you know, the 2008 crash. And my personal opinion is, and like you said earlier, the government put so many
You're
different
talking about the prime rate suburban.
The government put so many different things in play that particular scenario, I don't think will ever happen again.
No, because Obama did all of that. That's why now first-time home buyers are able to really understand the documents they're signing. Obama changed all of that. That'll never happen again. They will never allow that to happen again. Obama put so many things in place to protect the borrower. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
but they can't
hostage cat
information
attacking me
from outside of a licensed loan officer. Licensed loan officers ain't talking about this information. The reason why is because the borrower, as a first-time home buyer, has the right to shop 3 different loan officers, have their credit pulled, and not affect their credit score within 30 days. So they're not information away. They're not saying to them, hey, this is what it is. They're not educating the client in the process. They just, look, you want to buy a house? Okay, you're approved. No, that's not how it works. Client come to you. The first thing they talking to you about is their fare. The reason why they talking to you about their fare is because they don't know the numbers. That is why every first-time home buyer can ask for a loan estimate even before they decide to work with a loan officer. But they ain't talking about this because they're afraid that, hey, they're going to go somewhere else. My program is specifically designed for the first-time home buyer to talk to any loan officer they want to, whether they go through me or not. That's real empowerment.
This is my
nice.
HELOC is a 10-year whenever I use it. But
let's do that real quick. So let's talk more about your program. Give us the rundown. Give us the ins and outs, man. What is your program?
Our program is designed to
Suburban. I'm going to ask about the length of a HELOC
by answering questions that they have fears with, like the fear of losing the house, the fear of not being able to pay, the fear of just not being able to have things fixed in the house, things like that. Not only that, but the program gives them a sneak peek into the process. Like, I can walk them through the process. Hey, this is what to expect. This is who's on the team. You have a realtor. They will help you find the house. You have, first things first, you got to find a loan officer, which is the first thing. That's the hardest thing to find. Most buyers go to a realtor because they're associated with being able to get qualified. They don't know that a realtor cannot qualify them to purchase a home. So it starts at the end of the day with the loan officer.
So I'm just going to ask the loan officer now, what are the longest term I can get on the HELOC?
No, I'm saying it starts with the loan. But the loan officer can also tell them, once they look at the credit, this is what the underwriter is going to look at. This is what you address all of these. This will go through with no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content.
Piece of paper,
and as always,
you're going to go find a realtor.
share.
Or if you don't have a realtor that sent you to me, I'm going to send you back to that realtor. That realtor is going to help you find a house. That realtor is going to go over your numbers, what the house is going to cost you, how much closing costs. But when it comes to the payment, how much money you're going to need to bring, what your interest rate is going to be, anything associated with your dollar, you're going to come back to the loan officer and you're going to ask these questions. And I teach them that a person is not smart from what they know. A person only becomes smart from the questions they ask.
Nice.
Then once you have your house picked out and you have it under contract, the next stage for you is an inspector. Your realtor is going to connect you with an inspector. This is where you are going to become educated on your property. And the first thing I need you to understand, it's like buying a used car. People that lived in this house, and the last thing you want to do is trying to go in here and get, if anything needs to be repaired, trying to get everything repaired. I said, it just don't work like that. You want to go in the house, appreciate the value. I said, the beautiful thing about not having everything repaired, you get to fix it up the way you like it. And guess what? You adding your own value to the property. Once that happens, the bank then will send out after they verify all the information you gave me your income, you gave me your bank statements, you gave me all of this. All of this now information has to be verified through the part called processing. Once the processor finished with all of that part right there, she then submits it to the underwriter. Then
They
the bank
also
will send out an
provide a
appraisal
disclosure
to be
report.
sure
Yeah, and
that you're
I
not buying
suggest
a
a
house
full home inspection,
that's not
termite,
worth
and
what they're
everything.
selling it for, and you be sure that the house is actually still standing. I said, this is the reason they send out the appraisal. These all people that's on your team. This is all to benefit you and to protect you. Once this appraisal come back, the whole file is in underwriting. The underwriting process is this. Once the underwriter go, hey, here's an approval, it may have a couple of conditions with it. And when I say conditions, it means, hey, let's update your pay stub, let's update your bank statement, because depending on how long it took them to find the property. I can assure you, if you're patient enough, this deal will go through if you do it exactly how I'm telling you to do it. It's not about being afraid at that point. Now it's anxious. Now I want to close. Now I want to close.
Let's execute.
Yeah. So now at that point, once I show them the process and everything is fine, I really talk to them about credit, because credit is a mindset.
Earning money helps you
Credit
substantially when
to be able
you're
to use
putting in
and
an
not
offer.
to use, and knowing when to use. We talk about all of that.
I used to sell real estate in New York City, so I know a lot of this.
And we talk about the
But
psychology
I haven't
of
been in the real estate game in years.
You got to become a different person when you're buying a house. Your spending habits has to change. And the reason home habits, because you've been doing certain things for so long. You have to change things. You have to have a newfound respect for your money that you work hard for. You have to have a new set. You have to have a high level of discipline when it comes purchasing a house, because you can't have everything you want. You know, you got to take and make sure that your mortgage is priority over everything. You can want the sweetest cake on earth. You can want the prettiest, best tasting cake on the planet. But if your mortgage ain't been paid, that cake has to wait. That trip, that implant, whatever you want to do, has to wait, because priority is bar none. And this is one of the conversations that they had on this article I was reading in Connecticut, when they was talking about minorities are first ones to lose their house. They're leading the way and losing their home. They're talking about they want to drive BMWs. They're driving this. These are other persuasions. Letting them know, like, look, they're losing their house because they want to do this and they want to do all of that. And a lot of times they ain't lying. That's when you know it's offensive and it hurts, because it comes with a little bit of truth.
I've been shopping for a farmhouse for the last 5 months. I've driven about 5 offers, lots of
and we don't do that. Versus when we don't have to prioritize. See, you can fill out an application for a rental apartment and pay $3,500 a month, but you're making $2,200 a month, because there's no qualifications there now. Hey, let's do this. You know what I mean? But when it comes to buying a house, everything has to connect. Your income has to support this. Your bank statements has to support this. Your credit report has to say this. When I'm always impressed by whoever came up with the home buying system. I'm totally impressed by it, because it's all connected. It's all centered around your credit, your finances, your report tells a story, your bank statement tells a story. All of this is all connected. I'd be totally impressed every time I do a deal. Like, I'm always learning something new about the system itself, and I try to give it to the people.
Right. On my last live, I think it was earlier this week, and I was talking about the PAC program and free college in Connecticut, if you're a resident of Connecticut, and about investing in yourself, not necessarily going to college, but just establishing the willingness to learn, like the drive, that hunger to learn for the college, and just always trying to add value to yourself, right? The more the better you're going to be for yourself and the people that's around you. You know what I mean? And and we talked about discipline, establishing that discipline, and you can't, you probably can't eat out every night, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some things that, what are you willing to give up or sacrifice in order to gain, what you're going to gain, to be in the wonderful world of home ownership, right?
Also, you have to prove
none
all
of
your
it
money
is
came from
impossible,
paycheck is the
right?
best.
Everything is doable.
Crypto only
I
works
think
if money's in the
you
account for a
as
few months.
Life
Life insurance
buyer,
works
or
too.
you as the potential homeowner, you have
Life
to make those
insurance is, believe it or
decisions
not, probably the
with
best
yourself.
thing.
You know what I mean?
But
One thing
most
I'm not going to do,
mortgage
and
loan
I'm gonna put this
officers
out
and
there. One thing
realtors
I am not going to
don't
do is I
understand
am
how
not
life
going to
insurance
force
works, and they don't
nobody
work
to
with
buy
an
no
agent
house.
who understands how to
Like,
show them what's good.
And as a business person, we get a lot of calls. We, a lot of applications, a lot of stuff going on.
I have mine
And
separate.
we'll get you through the process. Everybody I work with, we all on the same page. Everybody knows the goal is to get you from
left on my hand.
where you are to the closing table and beyond. That's what I'm gonna coin that. But we want to get you to the closing table and beyond, right? And trust and believe we are going to do our part. Me as a real estate agent, I'm going to negotiate your terms. I'm going to get you there. Tim as the lender, he's going to we're going to get you the money. Like, we're going to do everything that we're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, you got things that you got to do on your end. Like, it's not going to just fall in your lap just because you called me. Like, you got to walk this path. You got to execute this plan that we come up with in order to get you there, right? And that could be from credit repair, that could be from saving money, work history, like all of these things that that's going to help you get to that point. Like, you got to execute that. You got to execute that. So, and people feel, I just had this conversation the other day. Somebody felt some type of way because I hadn't called them back, or I hadn't checked on them or whatever. And, I apologize for that. But at the same time, I was waiting for you. Like, I'm waiting for you to tell me that you're ready. Like, I don't want to have to call you and be like, yo, like, let's go. Like, listen, I know I have to encourage. I'm going to encourage you, but I can't do this for you is what I'm saying. I can't do this for you. I can't fix your credit. I can't pay your bills. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? There's certain things that I can't do. There's certain things that Tim can't do. There's certain things that your attorney can't do. Like, you gotta walk through this path. And I think if you make that investment into yourself, if you make that sacrifice,
that's a fact, though. Suburban home,
you'll be in a better position going with buying versus renting. Did I say that right? How'd that come off?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's sacrifice and it's patience.
Right.
Study shows that the one who has the most patience makes the better decisions and go the furthest in life.
Right.
So you got to really, if your credit ain't right, you got to focus on that. And that really takes some real serious effort. It's like you said, it's doable, but it ain't easy because you got to understand. It's like gaining weight. You didn't do it overnight. Work to get it off. You gotta, even if you I tell people all the time, especially, well, as loan officers, we can't say we do credit repair, because it's kind of go against, but because we have direct access to the credit report, everybody I speak to, here's your plan. Boom. I look at the credit report, get a pen and a piece of paper. I need you to write this down. I need you to do this, because it's better to offer a settlement than it is to dispute. Because the banks is looking at, if you disputing this $1,500 bill, I know you ain't going to try to dispute this $350,000 bill. So it starts with education at the end of the day, like we say. It starts with being properly educated. And like I said, once the person come to our seminar and they register with me, now they get one-on-one attention. Get that, here's your plan. As soon as you're done, come back to me and we'll go from there. I'll clean their credit up instantly. I'll do a supplement or a rapid rescore, and they don't pay for that. It's free.
Right.
Yeah, like, listen, if you want to buy a house, it's all free. We can't charge for that as loan officers. So we give the stuff away. So that every time I contact the credit bureau to do a rapid rescore for a client, I have to pay for that out of my pocket. I can't charge the client for that.
What's a rapid rescore?
Well, rapid rescore is when, let's say, if they have a certain score and I need to get them qualified and they took care of something that the credit report machine tell us to take care of, I resubmit it, get a new score, it goes up, and it takes me anywhere between 3 to 5 days to do that.
Right. Okay.
He says starts with honoring your word and paying your bills. Yeah, the best way to repair your credit is to pay them people.
It's all laid out for you. Any information that you may want to know that may have you on the fence or not you're not able to make that decision. You know what I mean? Or you need more information in order to make that decision. Educate yourself, right? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Should you rent versus buy?
Yes, that's the easiest way.
Are you ready to buy is a question that, you kind of have to answer. We can help you get ready to buy if you are not. But the ultimate goal definitely should always be ownership. No matter what. You agree?
Yes, I totally agree with that. Like you said, it's just, again, everyone might not be ready to buy, but everybody should be intending to buy.
Right.
Everyone should have home ownership because landowner, homeowner, that speaks volume. It speaks volume to people. That's really says, I mean, I hate to say it's the American dream, but it's the American dream.
Right. So Tim again has a program, the Fearless Homebuyer. Go follow the Fearless Homebuyer Facebook page. You can search it. It's the Fearless Homebuyer. He is the Fearless Homebuyer. This is page right here. A lot of information up here. You can register for the next home buying seminar. When's the next one, Tim?
It's Tuesday. This is February 6th, 7:30.
Okay. And get a lot of information. His contact information is up there as well. Tim's he's an open book. I won't say usually. Tim's an open book, just like I'm an open book, man. If you want to call him, how could they reach you, Tim?
They can reach me at either 203-290-9125, or you can reach me at thefearlesshomebuyer@gmail.com. I work with first-time homebuyer, first-time investors. I take real estate agents, clients, clean them up, get them ready, and send them right back to them. I've got so many clients myself. A lot of times when realtors send me their deal, I send them back. Like the program is beautiful. Everybody benefits from the program. Everybody benefits. And even before I named it, Gerard, man, you was doing this, way back in 2015. Right. So it's like, listen, you was when you sitting in the 400.
Bro. This dude make miracles. You want a miracle to happen? This dude make miracles happen. I don't know how he does it,
but no, man. I must say though, you are probably, I'm not even gonna say probably, man. You have been one of the best agents, man, I've ever worked with in my career. I love your energy. How you teach me. I like how we bounce things off each other, man. I love the way you go hard, man. And I am honored to be a part of what you're doing. And I thank you, brother. And I look forward to closing many more deals with you in the future and all of that. So we're gonna have some fun with this thing, man.
Nah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything as well, man. It's I tell people all the time, like being in this business, we do a lot of teaching. Like, you know what I mean? I think my claim to fame, what has helped me get to where I am is because I'm able to teach my clients, right? But I can't, with somebody that doesn't know, obviously you're teaching them, right? You can't really have these types of conversations with everybody because not everybody understands, you know what I mean? And like, even when I come home and, I talk to my wife, like we had these conversations, but she really don't understand. She's just talking to me because she has to, But it's dope to be able to have somebody you could, bounce these ideas off of and like talk this stuff out and, figure new things out and let it make sense, man. So and we'll keep it going. I tell people all the time, man, my team is strong, man. We don't play around out here, man.
Nah.
Good morning news, bring my coffee. I'm glad, man. Listen,
man, and
stay around. Listen, I'm gonna partner with some people. I gotta educate professionals from other professions all the time because they're not familiar with a lot of this stuff and a lot of the concepts.
Hold on.
A lot of them, oftentimes
this is what
we
they
deal
ain't
with,
doing. I was
middle class
telling
Americans as
about
opposed
the
to
first
wealthy
deal
Americans.
I ever did.
When you're in my field, you're dealing with a lot of wealthy Americans.
My boy, I don't know if I should name him. I don't want to put
and
him
a lot
out
of the
there,
concepts are above.
My boy called me. He's like, yo, me and my wife trying to buy a house. We got this pre-approval, but it's saying this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, hold on, man. Where you at? I'm home. All right, I'm gonna come by. So I go by the house and they're telling me what's going on. I'm like, all right, I don't know none of this stuff. I gotta call a lender. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't my wheelhouse. So I called Tim. Hey, Tim, man, I got my man here. Him and his wife, they're saying, they can't get pre-approved because of XYZ. Tim said, what's the credit score? Okay. How long they been on their job? All right, where y'all at? All right, I'm gonna stop at Popeyes and I'm coming right over. Dude shows up with a laptop and a box of chicken. Got him pre-approved, and then we closed on their house like 30 days later.
And a box of chicken.
That's what this guy
Let me tell you, that's dedication.
But remember, they had only pre-approved the wife, and
that's what it was, right?
They told him he could go on, and he was like, "Well, why I can't go on it? Because my score better than hers, and she was 700." I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" He was like, "I don't know. They just told me I can't go on it." I says, "Well, what do you do?" He's like, "Well, I'm a teacher." I said, "I thought you said you play in the band." He said, "No, that's my side gig, but I'm a teacher." I was like, "What? Yeah, let's put you on."
Yeah,
thank you, babe. I should have asked for some grits, but I ain't gonna do that because we drive.
Hey, bro, you get a pre-approval and some chicken at the same time, man. You can't beat that,
bro. Just before.
Yo, shout out to everybody watching. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get day going. Thank you again, Tim, for coming through. I'm gonna copy the link to the Fearless Home Buyer Facebook page. Go check out my man page, the Fearless Home Buyer, the Fearless Home Buyer. Hey, good morning, Milton. Shout out to Milton on the check-in. Milton, I don't even want to put you out there like that, bro. But I know Milton is another one of my greatest pupils. Milton purchased his house a couple years ago. Congrats on that, brother. And reaping the benefits. Yes, that's what I'll say. I just didn't want to tell everybody your business, Milton, but he's reaping the benefits. That's what we'll say. Hey, Milt, I'm gonna catch up with you this week because I am doing free CMAs for all my past clients and anybody that owns a home. You need to know what your home's value is. I say it all the time. If you invest in the stock market, you open up your Robinhood app and you can see how much your stock is worth. You can see what your stock's doing in the market. Your house shouldn't be any different, okay? If you want a free CMA, simply text. Hold on, Tim. I'll be right back. Simply text 203-951-6493. Text CMA to that number. I'll get some information from you, and me or somebody from my team will send out that free CMA. If you are a first-time home buyer,
salute to Trip.
You are
Thank
looking
you, brother.
to get in the game. After this conversation, you decided that it's better to buy versus rent.
Today's show sponsor.
And you're ready to make that next move.
So,
text first-time home buyers to this number 203.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to shoot me an email
or
at
go to my man Tim
at cgwealth.financial.
The Fearless Home Buyer.
Actually, I'm gonna just put my personal email in here because it comes directly
going.
to my phone. Hold on.
We're gonna get you going. Well, let me go back to my. There you go. All right. So, what you got, Tim? Anything in closing?
No, I mean definitely. If you want
we're
to
gonna
reach
look
out
at
to us, you
topics
want to do some
for next week's
information and
show.
research on our company, it's the
Like I
Fearless
said,
Home
he's doing
Buyers
his own
with an
thing, but this is a guy I personally
S.com.
know. I went to high school with.
Or you can email me at
He's a rock star real
theFearlessHomebuyer
estate agent. He sells about
@gmail.com,
40
or you
homes
can call me
a year.
directly, or you can even text me at 203-290-9125.
But
Again, for any agents that's on this call,
you're the
if you have
sponsor of
people who
this
haven't
week's
been
show.
pre-approved or who
So
don't qualify,
basically,
send them
you
to us.
get to
It
pick
doesn't
the
cost them a
topic
dime. It don't cost you a
that I
dime.
can try
And
to
once they're
speak on
clean,
and
they
get
come right
someone
back
who's
to you.
knowledgeable
In the
about
meantime, I'll
next
send you
week.
somebody to keep you busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again, brother, for having me.
Definitely. Sheila Hilton. Good morning, Sheila. Sheila said good information to people.
Thank you.
Sheila's another one of my stable mates. And that's it. So yeah, I mean, listen, I hope this was beneficial to y'all. I hope everybody got something out of this. If there's any more questions, please feel free to reach out, comment in the chat below. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. And I will see you the next time. Good morning, Reese. Now everybody want to check in. I'm ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's my cousin. So I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Tim, thank you again. We'll do this again soon for sure. I think I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm trying to get in a rhythm, Tim.
I'm gonna have you come on my live that I'm doing on not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. I'm doing a live. Okay. And because I'm of your caliber to come on board, because I got a bunch of questions, and I really like to hear your opinion on stuff. So it's gonna be a good time, man. I think that if anybody can really answer, it's designed to not just teach first-time home buyers, but other first-time realtors, brand new realtors as well. We put a whole program together for first-time realtors as well as first. That's just like you're gonna like it. And of course, you know, man, you talk always throughout the week, so I'm sure I'm gonna be presenting it to you just to get a feel for it, because I'm gonna prepare you as well. I don't want to see, you know, I want us to come up.
Don't throw me in the fire, man. That sounds different. That sounds different.
If I threw you in the fire, you so cool, you'll put it out.
Shout out to my agents real quick. Shawnee closed transaction a couple of weeks ago. Chantel Sorrell, shout out to Shawnee. Gerard got a property under contract, getting ready to close. Vince is blowing me up right now. He got some deals he's working on. Shout out to Auntie Gloria. We did a couple of seminars with some buyers, first-time home buyers last week. Who else? Sharice. Shout out my man Sean. Sean was in a car accident. He's doing good though, but Sean is recouping right now. But I just wanted to shout out my team. We're gonna get to work. We got to do some more stuff this coming week, and we're gonna get busy. We finna take over this game. We finna take over everything.
Yeah.
Take over everything. So I said all that to say I gotta introduce you to my people, man, and you know,
sure
stuff. But all right, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We'll catch up with you soon. Have a good day. Have a good day and be intentional.
That down. All right, folks. So as y'all saw, no problem, Wanda. You know, that's one of the things about my channel, right? I like to, you know, I'm unorthodox. I curse, I spit, I listen to gangster rap, but I'm also very knowledgeable of what I do, which is why I'm able to curse, spit, and listen to gangster rap. Because I know so much about what I know, sometimes it can throw off other professionals. And the reason I like to be able to throw off other professionals is because it helps you, the consumer, right? It helps you as the consumer to be better. What does that also do? It makes the professional a better professional, because then they're going to face a client who has this question, Maybe they've never heard that question before. Now they have an opportunity to do some more work. You see, what happens is, all too often when we get licensed in these fields, we don't learn more than what they've taught us in the book. And because we haven't learned more than what they've taught us in the book, we end up just kind of regurgitating and putting things into, you know, an absolute box. We shouldn't stay in that box because it hurts you, the consumer, right? My whole thing is to really help the consumer. Why? Because a lot of this stuff, especially from the African American community, we don't know. But not just the African American community. Let's look at the middle class American community, right? Middle class Americans are being squozed down on. What's funny is someone will look at someone who is making $100,000 to $200,000 a year as a single person or a married couple and say, wow, you guys basically make 100 grand each. You guys are rich. Well, no, we're middle class. You see, if you're not making 450,000 plus a year as a single person, you're middle class. Okay? And if you're not making $0 to maybe a maximum of $20,000 a year, so $20,001 a year to I'd say damn near $1 million a year as a married couple, you're middle class, right? Now, if you're a single person making $1 million a year, you're upper class. But if you're married making $1 million a year, especially married with children, you're middle class. And what happens is the middle class gets squozed down on because we do things like buy a house and get stuck with a 30-year obligation. But unfortunately, due to things like Trump's tax cuts, we can only write off, you know, $10,000 in interest. Right? Well, you're paying way more than $10,000 in interest if you're buying a property in certain places. Now, places like here in Connecticut, you're probably not, because the houses might be up to a maximum of $400,000. And that'll get you a pretty nice house. But other markets like DC, markets like New York City, markets like certain places in Miami, certain places in California, right? Those are going to be substantially more expensive. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for coming to take your time out and spend your time with me. As you know, I'm sitting here being a cat daddy to my little cat, Graham Cracker. He's scratching the bejesus out of me. I just ate breakfast. I'm going to get ready to go take my morning walk. And unfortunately, I have a funeral to go to later today. Rest in peace to my aunt. However, I still want to be able to bring you guys this quality and this information, because one of the things about life insurance agents is we always talk about the death aspect of life insurance. We don't talk about the life aspect, right? Part of life insurance is that when you die, other people still alive, right? I was speaking to a niece of mine who's a client of mine, and she said, look, I'm going to get life insurance, but I want to talk to both of my parents about getting life insurance. And she said these words to me. She said, I told my mom and dad, look, I need you guys to get life insurance because I'm not paying for you guys when you become maggot food. You see, what happens is when you become maggot food, I still have to live, and I have my 2 sons to take care of. You're maggot food. You don't have any concerns anymore, but I have to concern about feeding those 2 little boys. And I think Americans need to realize that life insurance, again, the main aspect of life insurance is the death benefit. But these 2 gentlemen that I just showed you have no understanding of life insurance because they're not in the life insurance world. Just like I have no understanding of mortgages, I have an understanding of mortgages to a limit, right? Just like they have an understanding of life insurance to a limit, to their experience with it. I have an understanding of mortgages to a limit, to my experience with it. I have an understanding of real estate to a limit, to my experience with it. That's why it would be good for them to partner with someone like me who knows how to encompass all of these things. I'm actually going to do another video where, you know, I do my series, The Right Questions, Know What to Ask. We're going to go to Chat GPT and know what to ask. All right. So I'm going to literally show you guys in live time asking Chat GPT specific questions. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.